Hey, hi all. Good evening. Hope that I am audible. I know, guys, from morning till evening, I know you are into a different schedule. You have your own job, and in the evening, attending the session, you're almost tired. But still, if you have to be active, means you have to be, whatever I ask, you have to respond so that I can get in clarity that you're listening. It's just if you just join and you're not responding, means it's of no use. So I think who are responding, I can come to conclusion they are in the session. Who are not responding, they are just logged in and they are doing their own job, which is of no use. So kindly do response when I ask something, okay? Yeah, so yesterday we have gotten clarity about a few operators which we have to understand in order to clear any interview. And the basic grip on the operators you have got it, or in other words, I can say the level one or the very basic of SQL you have got it. If anybody asks you what is database, what is data, or how to write a query, all that you would be able to answer it by such knowledge. But the thing is that if in case you are going to any interview based on the data engineer, or maybe sometimes even the development, that is JDBC questions they are asking, and in that SQL part will be that SQL part, and that also if in case you have to answer, then yeah, that also if in case you have to answer, then again few more points about the SQL you need to understand, or I can say that the actual SQL, actual SQL is what we will be learning from today onwards. This complete week is all about the actual SQL. How, where we will be using the implementation of SQL is what we will be doing it now. Okay, yeah. So let me just share the screen. I told that I'll be posting up few assignment, but due to my tight schedule, I couldn't post it. But however, I would make sure that it would be posted by today or tomorrow. Okay. So your duty is that whenever I post, you have to do it. Like for two of the groups, like two groups, testing and development, I have shared the notes just now. And few candidates who are not in group, just again ping me up, no, because I have received almost a number of messages in my WhatsApp. So again, it would be difficult for me to find out your chart and send it. So just keep a message saying that notes so that I can immediately share it to you also. Okay. Yeah. Let me just give a information. So what is it we'll be discussing today is that the functions in SQL. So we all know that we have a methods in Java, right? Java we use equals method. Yes or no? Like you know the methods, right, in Java? What is the use of methods in Java? Why we somebody can unmute and tell, because it's a lengthy answer, so I cannot expect you to type it. If you are comfortable in typing, you can type and tell what is the use of method in Java, or maybe what is method. Already long back in the beginning you have understood method signature, method has four things: parameters, input, that is output, body, name, all that. But what is it, why we are using? I told you in the beginning of the session only that if you're learning something, you should have the knowledge that why we are learning, where we'll be using it, what is it. If these three things are clear, then the topics will be clear in your mind. Okay, there is an answer. So be saying that, so we can use a function to do some action with the help of variables or data members. So she's saying a block of code, good, okay, to perform different operation. Okay, my simple question was this: what is the use of method, or what is method? everybody knows that object oriented programming language, and in every object oriented programming language we have to treat everything as object. Student object, trainer object, like that, everything as an object. That is when you would be called as object oriented programmer. So now in that object, two things are there. One is has part and does part, right? Good. So whatever this has part, that is, to deal with that, we have something called to be a data types. What object has? Object has a name, has a, for example, if I consider student has a name, age, marks, all these are has part. What student does? Student studies, student eats, student sleeps. So these are the activities or action, or I can say it is nothing but some function which the object is doing. I cannot just utilize data type and say, okay, this student is eating. This cannot be done by using the has part. So that kind of thing we have to make sure that is done by does part. And how I can represent or show the does part using the methods. In other words, what is method? Method is nothing but a behavior of an object in object oriented programming language. Correct? Then what about this function, ma'am? Function, method, and then there are many names, alternative names, but all of this, what is it? It is nothing but activities, the action which object does. Similar way, here in SQL we have few functions. Functions in the sense they perform some activity. Correct? So what are those activities? If in case we have to understand, we need to know the types first. There is something called as single row function. You should remember this name very importantly. Whatever, even a single very small topic we are discussing today, it is very important. Now onwards, whatever we are discussing, I would not tell, okay, it's okay, you can just have this as in a glance. No, you should keep this in your mind. Okay, there's something called as single row function, and there's functions, and there is something called as multiple row functions. Again, same thing I'll reiterate in the joins, so do remember. Okay, so there are two types. So firstly, let us go with this first type, that is called as single row function. So what is the single row functions, if you ask me? As the name indicates here, single row function means for each row, for each single row, one function we can apply, and when we apply, simultaneously according to that output we will get. For example, let me just go to uh, the table which we have. I hope the screen is visible to all. The table screen. Yes. So now I will
Yes.
apply one function. What does that function means? Yesterday, again, I also discussed about the dual table. The importance of dual table, how or where we will be using most of the time. That also today you will see. Now onwards, you will see on the daily basis. Okay. Suppose I want to display the last name all in upper cases. So what I mean, I am telling the last name what I have, Tendulkar, I have to display that name in a uppercase. So if that is the question, simply we can tell, we can use a function and we can write it. For example, let me just go to the commands execution. Just a minute. I think I have opened. Yeah. Yeah, I think screen is visible. Yeah. So I would now just tell. So if you are see all the functions, I'll explain. Me not worry about it. Only thing is it is very simple. Has the name it is having the same kind of activity it will perform. Single row functions. I think there should be no doubts. In most of the single row functions, they'll ask in the MCQs. What is the output of this function? What is the output of this query? What is the output of this particular query? Like this, they'll only give the query and you should tell what is the output of that. So in most of the questions in the interview, if it is coming from this part of a single row function, then they will be definitely on the MCQs part, not the question and answers. Okay. Yeah, if that is the case, so I'll just consider one part here, one question. So I'll tell, write a query to display the name Tendulkar in uppercase. So if I say this way, it is very simple for me that I can consider the function called as upper. There is a function called as upper. So you know, whenever it is a function or a method, we should be writing it in this format. For method name, the function name, the parameter list, whatever it will written. Already, who has given the body for this? The developer has already given it. We are just using it. Okay, it is an inbuilt function. And what does this do? It will take the whatever the string value we have, that value it will take. So for example, I want to convert this Tendulkar into uppercase, so I'll just paste that. From where this Tendulkar is present, see, they didn't mention you the table, correct? Ma'am, what if I just tell, because Tendulkar however is there in the table, so if I just mention employee, will I get the output? So kindly observe. Can you notice here what I'm getting? It is considering the select upper function to the Tendulkar. It is giving you three information, right? Yeah. Just a minute. I'll just close the window so that the other sounds will not be visible. I mean audible. Sorry for that. So here the windows are open and there was a lot of sounds. That is the reason I just closed everything. I think there should be no disturbance. Yeah, particular character to uppercase. So here, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to convert a particular characters, I mean particular string of a string value into a uppercase. Okay, let me just go to a table, and if I just notice here, how many names are there with respect to T here? One, then two, three. Can you notice there are three names starting from the T? Yes. Yeah. So see, it is kind of, I in detail, if we have to go internally, it is getting executed multiple times. It is based on the database which we have, but I can say that there is a duplicacy of data and multiple times it is getting executed based on certain loop statement internally. But how we should be writing when they are asking us to convert a certain string value is that we should never be referring to a particular table when they are asking us for a string value, whether it is one character or one string. We should never be referring a table, because see here, if they tell Tendulkar, because you know it is there in our table, you are telling that okay from employee. What if they are telling some different name? For example, they'll tell okay BGS Hub. You convert this to a uppercase. So don't you think that you don't have that in that particular table? Or is it that I should go to table and check whether that value is there or not? No, that kind of activity it is not required. Rather, you can just tell from dual. So what will happen if I just execute that as expected? I would get the output. What if I have only one character to get executed? Whether it is one character or when the sequence of character, our expectation will always meet, because this is the only one function which we have. Okay, whatever the value when we are trying to insert Tendulkar, all this, we have treated it as varchar2. I have given some note on varchar2 in Oracle. In most of the cases, in 90% in all the projects, they have shifted to varchar2 only, because the capacity it holds properly, and there is no problem of memory wastage. Whatever or however we want to store, whatever the length, the maximum length, efficiently in order to store, we can utilize this varchar2. Okay, the older version still varchar is still there. I'm not telling that it has been removed, but the way we have to store the string value, it is always good to go for the varchar2. Okay, so having this information, the one function which we got to know is Tendulkar. The same question, if they are asking you this way, so write a query to display the last name in the employee table. So in the employee table into the uppercase. So now what will happen? The same type of query I should be writing. But in place of Tendulkar, I cannot tell Tendulkar, because I want all the last name to be converted. I cannot sit and type select upper Tendulkar, select upper Kumar, select upper Williams, like this for all the queries. I cannot sit and write. So what I can do, I would just tell all the last name to be converted to uppercase. And where is this? Now I cannot tell dual. What does dual consist of? It consists of only one row, one column. So now I should be giving it to be employees table. So this is one case, so that it gives out all such names in the uppercase. As I mentioned, it is very simple. To see, it is very simple. Don't expect in the interview they'll ask you so simple question. If they're asking this type of question, they'll just ask you the output. But where they'll be using this function, I told you, right? 2, 3 functions and a few operators put together in one question they'll ask. Okay, so I for that to make you realize about that kind of question only, I wanted to send the assignment, but I couldn't share it. Okay, it's okay. So I would go with the next question. Suppose if I have to display the directly, I just write the queries. Okay, so if I have to display something in the lower case, very simple. Instead of upper, I have to be using the lower function. What is that I have to convert? I have to convert all the names, that is last name, into lowercase. So simple, as the name indicates, the function converts into lowercase. So if you observe, it is coming. So if I have to change the name of the column name, you all know that is alias we should be using. Okay, so this is one function which we have. Similar way, we also have another function which is called to be all the words first character to be initialized. Then we have to go with initial capital, in it capital, or initial capital, that is init cap function. What does it do? Suppose I give a string like this: Sachin is a great batsman, like this. I'll give, where is this? It is not there in our table. So this init function will consider that string value. Each word first character, it will initialize to capital. See here, SIAGB is capitalized now. Okay, in our columns we have only one value, attributes, right? So based on that, it will there is no requirement of it. If in case you want each word first character to be initialized to uppercase, then you have to go with initialize capital function. Okay, like this. Maybe now I'll ask one question. Having this understanding, I will raise up one query here. Write a query to display maybe the last name and salary, where last name is Tendulkar. Okay, maybe I'll tell. Oh, uppercase we have to use, not this question, maybe some other question I'll to convert. Yeah, this way I'll ask. Can you just write or give a try to write with this kind of question? I'm asking, I should be printing last name and the salary where the last name is Tendulkar. Surabhi has a good question. She's asking that can we apply upper function for multiple columns? Yes, wherever we have the string values, we can apply. Suppose lower last name, comma, lower first name, comma, like that. How many columns you want, you can keep on up using that function. Okay. Yeah. So how do we write it? So I would just tell select. What is that? Last name. Along with this, I need to display salary also. All this information is not there in the dual table. If it is only one name, whichever they give, I can consider. But if you notice, last name and the salary is not there in the dual table. So what I have to consider, the respective table I have to consider. And what is the condition? I have to be telling it as where the last name is equals to, sorry, last name is equals to, if I give this way, will I get the output? I'm asking for such type of Tendulkar. That type of Tendulkar is not there in my query, I mean in my table. So what is that they are asking? They are asking for all the characters to be in uppercase. Then first convert, then match up with the query. I mean match up with the table column. Yeah, it is now representing. No, ma'am, it is checking out with a Tendulkar, but while printing, it is printing normally only. No, you know how to print whatever you want to change it in the select printing statement in output, whatever you want. If you want to print it in uppercase, lowercase, you know, you have to just tell here as upper last name. Correct? If you tell here, it will display the name as upper cases. Okay, so accordingly you can do it. For what is their expectation, whose last name is this one, their salary to be printed. However, we are getting the output. If they are expecting this to be output, usually you can do it. Okay, this is one case. Yes, this both works fine. So 100% if you have the Tendulkar in this characters, it will is fine. You can consider this query also, or you can just tell up lower here, I mean upper there, and you can display it. Okay, see, basically the query till here is the query. This is the one which is required because it should match with this character. That is what they're asking. Printing wise, whether you print like this or whether you print like this, doesn't matter. Okay, yeah. Next comes maybe so now with this with the cases we know that how to do it with respect to character manipulation. For example, in the previous class when we are using the operators, we got to know that we have to use one character. I mean, the operator, concat operator. Remember the pipe symbol. Whenever we have to merge up two columns values, we used to do that. Huh. The same kind of activity we can do it with the function also. There is a function called as concat function. What does this concat function do? The same type of activity of merging two information. So for example, I'll tell select concat. What is that I need to concat? I want to concat Sachin with what type of value? With Sachin Kumar as a value. Maybe I would give, yes, I'll not give it. You can, when you are trying it, make sure that you will give it to give the proper information in the output. Then from which table Kumar, Sachin is there, and Kumar, for that kind of data we don't have, and I need not go to a particular table now because it is hardly one set of data. So I'll tell please refer to a dual table. So if I now consider and if I print it, I'm getting the output as Sachin Kumar. No, ma'am, I want this space in between. You can consider one more set of data separated by comma, or within this here only you can leave this space and print it. So basically what I want to convey is, if they ask you without using the operator, try concatenating the two columns, then you have to go with this kind of a function. Or sometimes if they tell without using the function, try to concatenate the columns, then you have to go with operator, vice versa. Okay, so now I'll tell please concatenate first name with the last name. Suppose I want space like this, I'll tell. Now few will be thinking, ma'am, if I leave this space here, I'll give the third parameter as last name. No, this concat function will accept only two parameters. This is one parameter, first name and space. Okay, first try to understand the output. I'll show the complete part. If I say this much, all the first name with the space will be printed. However, the space is not visible here. Okay, now I want to print a last name along with this first name with the space. Then what I have to do, I would consider this as an inner function outside of this. So all you know that whenever we have the brackets, the first part of the bracket will be solved first, then the other part, right? So assume this is solved. When this is solved, what is the output? Sachin and space. That space is not visible here. Try to understand, it is after the value. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll consider one more set of concat, and for this concat, this is the first parameter, the output of this as a first parameter. And the second parameter, I'll consider the last name. This is how I would tell. Okay. Now let me see what could be an output. You can notice we are getting the output like this. Or maybe I'll give like this, hyphen. This is how I would tell. Okay, so maybe I'll just consider the same question here. One second, I'll just frame a question so that you will let you try few part. Okay, write a query to display all the first name in the uppercase, last name in the lowercase, and print them together as one column separated by colon, the symbol. Try to write this query now. Again, I repeat, the concat function will accept only two parameters at a time. So inner concat function, I have two parameters. Output of that will be one parameter for concat, and this is the second parameter. Think. I got only two response. Kiran and Surabhi tried. Others, what you are doing? I feel that only those two are alive in the session. Others are sleeping or doing some other job. Whether it is wrong or right, trying is very much important. Concat upper first name, lower the last name. One more question is there. No, Prashant, I need to separate them with the colon. One column it should be printing, but it should be separated. Here it is separated by hyphen, right? Like that, it should be separated by colon. Everybody understood the question, right? Divide the question and solve. It is always good. You people have learned the unit testing, right? One part you have to take it a test, you will test there, right? The same way here also, divide the question into smaller part, then you make it together, and you will get the solution there. Good, Kiran. Survey is also done. They have got it. See, first time they failed, but they got the solution now. There is a reason I want everybody to try. Yeah, so let me just quickly go. If you are still doing, I would say the same thing, that you require a lot of practice. See, don't feel that okay, others have done, I don't think so, I would not get it. Initially people will feel difficulty. Maybe they have the idea on this database, or they might feel interesting in the database. They are getting the output so easily, they are able to write the query easily. It comes with an interest. but the few are there. It's okay whether I get the output or not. This lady, if she finish this class and go, that is sufficient. If she share the notes, that is sufficient. I'll just copy paste in my notes and keep it like every day. Wake up, I'll do puja, I'll close the book. If that is the case, it's of no use. Practical, I told you, right? More of a practical knowledge if you have, it will help you out a lot. Okay, so if in that is the case, so what is the first part of a question? They are saying that I have to print this name in a uppercase. Though I would tell function here, upper function, to what we have to apply. For the first name we need to apply. Okay, then second thing is that for a last name I have to put it or take it as a lower name, I mean lower case. So I'll tell upper and the lower for the last name. Okay, done. Okay, so now both of this should be printed in one common column. So if only that much it was easy for us, we would have told this way: print these two information by concatenating. So if only that much is the question, I could have told this way. So let me just tell select concat, and from where? From employees. So if this is the only the question, you can notice I'm getting this much as an output, but that is not a question. I still have a one more part of this. That is, the column should be separated. The I mean each the uppercase and the lowercase, between that I have to have a colon. If that is the case, then what I should be doing? I cannot have the multiple parameters for concatenate. So I would tell uppercase first name, comma, for that colon should be there, and I would tell this is the inner sub function. This is one function. Output of this will be a first parameter of this outer function. So I tell this is how it works. So I think the brackets are clear now. Yeah, if I now execute, I think the brackets issue. So this is my uppercase first name and the uppercase. This is my lowercase. This, where is that? I'm missing it out. So I divided the parts over there, right? So I think this is not required. Let me try. Yeah, getting it. Now I'll give the full name. Can you tell me how to print alias name? Maybe I want to give the alias name as complete name. This is how I want to give as a column name. How can I print it here? If I do, or if I give this way, will it work? One is that I can tell with the underscore. No, I should not use. I should not be using the underscore there. No special symbols. Then what is that I have to do? Very good, Prabhu. Others in alias, I have told. I have mentioned this. Whenever you have to use multiple words for alias name, then it should be enclosed between the double quotes. So I'll now run. As expected, I'm getting it. Okay, it is very simple. I told, right? The things are very simple in the SQL. Only thing is that it is when we start practicing it, we will learn it. Okay, so this is one. Maybe I would go with one more question. Simple. Whenever we want to print the length of a string, it's easy. We have the length function, and I'll tell you what is the length we want. I want the length of this string. And where is the Sachin? It is there in the table, but it is just a one word. They are not asking for complete attributes, the complete row values or the tuple values, right? So I would just tell dual. If I say this much, it will be giving me the output of that particular Sachin information here. Okay. Now, having this length information, if in case they asks you about maybe if I tell or if I consider one question I wanted to give on this length. Okay, let it be. I think I forgot that question. Yeah, let me just try. I would ask the question this way. Just give me 1 minute. I'll go to the table. Write a query to obtain the details of employees only. Yeah, I'll ask this one. Write a query to display the details. Display the details of employees only if their salary is greater than 4 digits. Can you try? We have a condition, we have a information to be printed. Please try. Few operators, few functions, we need to be using it. Try it out quickly. With whatever we have understood with the previous queries, most of them have responded. So where even with the operators we can still be writing it. Kiran is saying that select star from employees where salary is greater than 4 underscore, maybe you would have written. But if you are going with the this one, under this pattern matching symbols, you should be using like operator, no? Modulus underscore, if you are using, you should use like operator. Salary length of 4. Okay. Salary is less than 4. Arey Prabhu, I'm asking salary should be greater than 4 digits. You have given lesser than. Then salary should be greater than 4. Good try. That is what. When you try, you will understand. So, what is my question? I'm asking. I want such employees' details whose salary is greater than 4 digits, not 4 value. I am not asking the salary of 5 or 5,000. I am asking salary should be greater than 4 digit. What is 4 digit? 1, 2, 3, 4. It should not be 4. It should be more than 4. More than 4, any value I have to be printing. So how can I consider? How can I consider if I check the length of this salary? Don't you think I will get, if I say length of this Ravindra salary, it is 4. Length of this Ramesh salary, it is 1, 2, 3, 5. Same way, I would now tell, please give me the information of a length of a salary. Sorry. Length of a salary, not every salary. I want such salary whose salary is digits are more than 4. So don't you think first time when this is executed, what is the count of length I'll be getting? It is 5. 5 is greater than 4. True. So it will print the first salary. Second time, again 5, again 5, again 5, again 5, but it is 4 here. Ravindra's salary is 4 digit. So it is not executing this particular information. How many people are using the like operator greater than symbol relational operators? Good, give a try, but it should be satisfying all the condition. Okay, you think, you generalize the things. Okay, a salary greater than, then like, okay. Before that, like greater than symbol, syntax issue. Try. Good that you're trying, but try to execute that. So I'll be getting, except Ravinder, I should be getting all others. 19 rows. Totally, I have 20. I'll be getting 19 rows as an output because only Ravinder's information is not here, not here. I mean, that is the length, which is less than 4 digits. Okay. Count function. I'll come to the count function, Surabhi. Still, I have not explained about it, right? So I think till the length function is clear to all. SS, quickly respond. This completely whatever I have written, all this as a notes, I'll share it in the groups only. Need not worry if you have not copied. Okay. Yeah, so coming back to the one more information of the function, I would take up the query so that you can remember the function easily. I'll write a query to display the substring of the string. Now I have to print substring. Whenever substring comes, even like operators, I would be able to use it. Okay, but now what kind of substring they're expecting? Please try to notice. Tendulkar from second position, extract 5 characters. This is what they are saying. If it is a like operator, you would have considered that particular. You would go initially, I mean, you would only go to this Tendulkar, check where is the second character. Again, one more information I want to give. In Java, the strings, the indexing will start there if you have the arrays of characters as that is from 0, right? The t index will be 0. Here nothing like that. It starts with the normal number in there is from 1 only. So t is 1, e is 2, like that. Okay, when they say second position, it starts from this is the one which they are expecting. From here 5 characters, e is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what they are expecting for us to be extracting and printing. If I have to do that, it is very simple. We have a function called to be substring. Name only indicates it is a substring. What does this substring will take as an input? It will take 3 input. One, a string value from where we need to extract, no, either the first name, either the last name, like that. Whatever value we want to extract, that name or that value we should be giving, or that column instructions I should be giving. Secondly, from where I need to start, that value I should give, that indexing value, the integer value I should give from second position. If it is starting from 0, then the second will be from n. No, they are asking from second position, that is from e. Since it is starting from 1, I should be telling it as 2. From 2 till where, it is not the index count. They are the third parameter. The third parameter is number of characters. So from 2 I have to extract 5 characters. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this. 5 characters if I have to extract, then 5 character, how many characters at count also I should be giving. Since it is a value, I can just tell dual, and I would tell run. You can notice I'm getting the output. If that is the case, I'll ask the same way of question. Same way, you should be telling it now. String, I have to print OHA, that is OHA, from the string in your what is that, string class in Java. Most of the time you would have used this for inbuilt function. Rajaram Mohan Roy, I think you remember. Yeah. Now I want to extract this string. What is the condition you will write? Quickly do it. One already done, two, three. Hmm. I hope now you are understanding, right? As simple as that. So good. Since it is starting from 1, I can tell that way. So I'll just quickly write it. Please pay attention. I have one more way to write the same query. Whatever you have given, it is correct, but I have one more way also. Please observe. I'll tell the string value is Raja Ram Mohan Roy. For this, what is the starting point? If you calculate, O is having the index 9. So I can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So O starts from 9. That is what I should keep. Start from 9. How many characters from there? 9, 10, 11. You should never give 11. You should be telling 3 characters. So I'll tell 3. So only I mentioned that the last parameter is not the index value. It is the number of characters to be printed. Okay. And from which table? I'll tell the table is dual because it is just one set of value. If you give employees table, it will tell no data found. Okay. That particular data only is not there. No? Or it mismatches with the character and so many confusions will arise. So whenever it is single data, go with the dual table. Don't confuse yourself also. And I said that there is one more way of writing it. So let me just copy here. Now, what we have seen is a forwarding direction indexing, right? In SQL, we have, like in Python, we have the reverse indexing. Here also we have the reverse indexing. How is that? From last also you can go. If you go from last, the index value will start from in negative values like this. So if that is the case, what is the index value of this value? O minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7. Agree? Yes. Minus 7, right? Minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. From 7, now, when you are giving this middle parameter, start position, no? You can tell or consider from forward or the reverse. So I can easily tell minus 7. Then from minus 7, how many characters? This is not index to tell in the negative. It is the number of characters. Correct? So I would tell this as 3 only. So, ma'am, what if I give the negative values to go this side? You try that. That is the reason you have the laptop, you have the commands and all given to you. Only thing is you should check. I am showing you the possibilities. So reverse direction also you can find out how to do it. Okay. Having this understanding, I will give one more information here, the function. The question, this is one of the important question. Most of the interview, they have asked this question. Details, write a query to obtain details of maybe employees if their name starts with ovals. What are ovals? That also I'll tell. Like this, I'll tell. So, what is the question they are asking? You should be checking in your table if any names are starting with this, that name we should be printing. Now, till today, you have understood about few functions, you have understood about few operators. Then, using that, how you will write is what you should think. Only one assignment I have given. Don't check it in internet. You have to check it out. You have to check your brain. That is what I always say. This is the only one assignment which I'm giving it. Got it? Will you try? Along with this, I have few more assignment. That comes under assignment only. This is only one query. Please do try. I would give just 1 minute. Now only in the session, we don't take it as a homework. Assignment I'll give separately. Please do try now quickly. Maybe hint I'll give. If a name is Sachin, what I have to do, I should check this first character because name starts is what they are saying. A few other functions also we can use, but currently what I have explained within that you have to do. So if I have to check starts with, then what I want this first character. How I can fetch out, extract this first character? You should check. After checking that, you should compare with set of values. Is it matching with A, E, I, O, U? You know if it is a range of values, how you will calculate. You know if it is a set of values, how to calculate all that. Long back we have seen the operators, functions and all. For loop in the database, no, not required. See, don't go with too much of technical part. I told you, with whatever I explained, within that only you can do it. Think. Okay, tell me, how do you extract this S? See the previous question. If you want this three characters, what you did, you went on the substring and considered this index, and from that index, what you did, started comparing with a particular number of characters. So can I tell for first part of question to retrieve, can I tell this way, substring, consider Sachin. Only for this example I'm giving. The complete question it is, I'm not sorting it here. For Sachin, if I have to extract one character, can I tell? Please start with one character and end with one character. Means fetch out that first value. From there, how many characters? I want only one character. So if this is the case, if I now tell select substring this much from dual, will I get S value? I'm getting it. Same way, if I put it for first name, substring and first name, for all the first name, I will take the first character. Now this I cannot tell it as dual. So what I'll do, I'll select run. So am I getting the first characters now? Can I tell using this? Can I tell whether they are starting from oval characters or not? Half of the question is sorted. Yes or no? Okay. So if this is the case, I know. Now people are thinking how I can. Very good. I got the answer already. Prabhu did. Very good, Prabhu. So thinking is very much important. Now few will be thinking, ma'am, I can go with like operator. If you go with the like operator, like compares with one set of string. Means if I say like and if I tell modulus A, only that much it can check. I cannot tell you check with A characters, you check with E characters, you check with I characters. Oh, that the kind of work it cannot do. Whenever I use like, I can tell either this way. Only one set of information. I can check whether the strings are starting with A or not. Okay. But what is the now you will think, okay, then ma'am, I'll use the logical operator. I'll keep on writing like I or then E for all the characters I'll write. You can do it. Again, that will not be called as efficient way of writing a query. Then we have one operator which is called to be in operator, which will check with the multiple values. I told you right. When I explain you the things, it is easy. Where to use, you should think. That is the reason if you mention it in your notes, when you refer to it, you can come to that. I mentioned that point when I'm giving this question. Range of values, set of values. If it is range 0 to 100, I would have gone to between and operator. But if it is not range, it is some specific set of values. So what I can tell, if it is starting from this, say they're asking right details of employees. If their name starts with ovals, if it is starting with this names, this characters, how to tell? Simple, right? I have to be telling A, I, E, O, and U. Like this, I'll give. Ma'am, lowercase, then for lowercase, somewhere I have missed something. Okay, select substring. Okay, I'm not writing it now. One more thing. I have certain condition. Where do you write this checking part? Condition check part. You can never write it in select. In select, only you can print it. This operation part, you cannot write it. So let me just highlight it here. This is error. You should always use only printing statement in the select statement. In function, directly you're doing it. You are not performing some type of comparisons there. You're just telling, okay, extract, print. That kind of activity you can do it from the select statement. But when it comes to the condition, only that, only this, only matching with this, then you should always go with the where clause. And whatever I have written it here, I'll just copy and I'll put it here. And now let me just compare and run. It says no data found. Why? You only check. I don't have anything starting from A, E, I, O, U. All that are without that. So sometimes if the question is asked, does not start with ovals, then you can tell not in and write it. Maybe for your referencing, I will just copy, I'll paste it. Same query, minute change, I'll tell not in. And now if I select and done, You can see all the information I'll get because none of the name is starting from it. Okay. If in case if they ask you something like this, write a query to obtain starts with consonants. Can I consider this as a query? A few people will be thinking that, oh, ma'am, I should be rating all the consonants, that is, all the other alphabets other than this. No, you try to think. If you write this way is easy or that way is easy. If you write that also, output you will get. But don't you think it's a time consuming to write B, C, D, and all? Huh. There is a reason I have written it in this way. Now, many will be thinking, ma'am, you when you tell, I can understand, I will get to know that I should be writing like this, but I am not getting this kind of idea why. See, it's not like that. By the first attempt only you will get it. Today you have understood, no? In interview, however they ask using this substring and in, you will definitely write it. When you're learning, you will make a mistake, but once you learn, you will give your work to your brain. Automatically there you can do it. Got it now? How the question will be asked in the interview, this is how they'll be asking. So only I have told. So when you are making a note of this, you can just tell important interview question. In most of the interview question, it is there, like the companies which they have visited, I have received from that only this question. So I made it to solve this question. Okay. So I hope for today it is sufficient. Tomorrow we'll have the further questions. So till here, is it clear to all? So I have taken 10 minutes more. Please don't mind. I know you have other commitments and all, but still, I wanted to complete this question today till here. That is the reason I've taken a little 10 more minutes so that the topics will be clear till here. So tomorrow, the other way of writing the queries we will understand. So is it interesting? I want this to be clear here. Is it interesting or is it not interesting?
Interesting.
Great then. So I think you have the other class also or whatever it is. So you can just follow your schedule. So as I said, this week completely it is very much important and it will be interesting. So pay attention and attend the session without fail. Okay. So yeah. So have a great night. I'll hold it here. Let's all meet tomorrow. Thank you.